Live from the Fat Joker Studio, it's the Get That Out of Your Mouth podcast.
Welcome everyone to the Fat Joker Studios and welcome to the Get That Out of Your Mouth podcast. My name is Todd and with me today is no one. I am solo for the first time ever, folks. So as scary as that might be to some of you, it is not nearly as scary as you might think it is for me. So with that in mind, I don't know if that made any kind of sense, but I'm just going to roll with it. So yeah, with going forward, scheduling conflicts, led to Jerry and Dave not being here today. Scheduling conflicts on top of some, let's just say, accidental misuse of herbal products. So my phone went off. I apologize. My general rule of thumb is if phone goes off, I owe people a beer. So, yeah, phone went off. I owe you a beer. All right, we'll deal with that one later. So yeah, I am rolling solo today, and had to come up with some topics, some things to talk about. So I came up with one, and the topic that I came up with for today, I'm actually borrowing from Jerry. So Jerry, don't yell at me, or if you do, it is what it is. I'm putting my own spin on it, though. So Jerry had the idea a few months ago when we first started this venture to do something called post readings. Example, go on Twitter and read threads, go on Reddit and read threads, stuff like that. So I'm going to take that idea and I'm going to put my own spin on it. And we'll see what happens. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, keep it to yourself. So with that in mind, I am going to get started. A few years ago, when a buddy of mine started dating his now wife, I found this book. They met on Tinder. For those who don't know what Tinder is, it is a quote-unquote dating app in which you swipe left if you don't like somebody, you swipe right if you do, based primarily on their looks. If you think they're attractive, then you swipe. If you don't, you swipe left. So, yeah, it's totally superficial, but it is what it is. So, I found this book called Tinder Nightmares. Quick back there. My friend met his now wife on Tinder. So I found this book, Tinder Nightmares, shortly after they started dating. And when they got married a few months ago, I was the best man at the wedding. I used this book, Tinder Nightmares, and as part of my best man speech, and it went over pretty well. It received some positive reviews. So with that in mind, I'm going to go through the book, read some of those Tinder Nightmare posts. As well, there is also an Instagram page, as I believe there's also a Twitter page, but I don't really use Twitter. So we're just going to go with the Instagram page. I'm going to go through, read some of those posts, and give my own commentary on what these people said to each other. Like, because some of these things are completely asinine. They're just out there and fucking, who says this to somebody? The story that I told at my friend's wedding as part of my best man speech, the one that I read, was sometimes I like to go to the grocery store, buy up all the marinara sauce, and bring it home, pour it into the tub, and then submerge myself and pretend I'm a giant meatball. So that's just a little bit about me. And I read that and I'm like, who in the fuck? Who in the fuck says that to somebody that you don't even know? Who says it to somebody you do know? I would never say that to somebody. First of all, that's extraordinarily personal. It's more information than anybody ever needs. And what the fuck? It's just not something that needs to be said out loud ever. Keep it to yourself. That's that. Keep that one to yourself. So, anyway, let's grab the book. I'm just going to literally, I have nothing prepared. I'm literally just going to open the book to a random page and read whatever is on that random page. Most of this is pretty pornographic. So just keep that in mind. If you want to judge me, I don't really care. So, all right. Just so you know, it's completely random. All right. We are opening up to page number 65. And in this, John writes, I know you might be scared of my age, but what? All right. No, never mind. John doesn't even make sense. We're not going to go there. We're going to go up to the one that's right above it. Andy writes, roses are red, violets are fine. You'll be the 6, I'll be the 9. To which this person writes, does that ever actually work? To Andy's credit, he says, no, but I'm not a quitter. Okay, Andy, I agree. Don't be a quitter. But there's some things that you just... It's a good line. It's not that it's not, but definitely not the right way to pick somebody up. You'll be the 6, I'll be the 9, or whatever the case. I'll be the 6, you'll be the 9. I don't care. It's ridiculous. It is the things that some people say here are just I can't even get it. And then Tom sits there and says, roses are red, violets are blue. Once a girl sat on my face, I think you should too. I got nothing. I got nothing. Like, I commend him for the thought process, but no. And the rhyme scheme doesn't even work. And he spelled two wrong. It's T-O-O, my friend. It's not T-O. But it's the rhyming, the pattern, the cadence doesn't work. It's absolutely not. So, moving on, we go to a random page. Craig says, hey, lover, what you up to? Want to meet up? To which this person responds, nah. And hey, Craig's a brave man. He says, me neither. Okay, well, Craig, at least you're honest. Much appreciated with that. Neil writes, you're very attractive and pretty. To which this person responds, you're very redundant and repetitive. Okay. I got nothing there. You know, Neil, redundant is a thing. You were very redundant there. See, and in this book, most of what you're going to read is from guys. Most of what you're going to hear is from guys. But here's one that I was very surprised by just now as I was opening and flipping through pages. This one is from Jenny. Jenny says, is my vagina crying or are you just sexy? Yeah, Jenny, if your vagina's crying, see a doctor. It has nothing to do with sex. See a doctor. That's it. Because that really should not be happening just out of nowhere. Just saying. All right. Let's see. There's so many interesting ones in here. And I'm sorry, again, I didn't pick any of these. These are all completely random. Oh, wow. All right, Billy here. Billy he just goes right for it. Billy's first comment to this person, I want to show you my penis. Billy, I got nobody wants to say it. Just saying. Just saying, Billy. But this person responds with, "Go home, Billy. You're drunk." And Billy's persistent. I'll give him that. He is a committed person. He says, "Still want to say it." I'm sorry. Yeah. No. No, no, no. No. Like, why? Why, Billy? Billy, sweet Billy boy, go home. So, all right, Jeff here. Jeff starts off with, "Hey." It's a good way to start a text message with somebody. But then he adds something that's really, first of all, nobody needs to know this. He writes, "I'm really good at beating off. Terrible at sex. Just thought you should know." All right. So he had a great start with the word hey. Very simple. What would be a nice follow-up to that? "How are you? Nice to meet you. My name's Jeff." My name is Jeff. You know, anything else would have been fine. But then you ruined it. You had one job and you ruined it. So, people, it's not difficult. I'm not going to, sit here and blow smoke up your ass and pretend that I know what it takes to talk to somebody. I'm not a, smooth person by any stretch of the imagination. But this is just stupid. This is just a new level of stupid. So I'm now going to open up the Instagram page for Tinder Nightmares. We're going to read some of these posts that are a little bit more recent. So this person says, and now they're, just so we know, the Instagram page does tend to block out names. So I don't have those in front of me, but that's fine. So this person writes, "Big Jeebus Mommy Milkers," with a sweating emoji and an exclamation mark. And then, "Oh, and nice tattoos, LOL." First, that's not an LOL moment. It's just not. Like, LOL? Why? You're not, no. And then several hours later, after no response, the same person writes, "Sorry, maybe that's not really all right." No shit. No fucking shit, that's not all right. Like, what? I don't get it. Then this person writes, "Hey," again, good way to start. "I think you dropped something." The other person responds, like, "My standards." "Oh, just kidding. You're actually sexy as fuck." Thanks. If I was a Make-A-Wish kid, my last wish would be for you to sit on my face." And this person writes, "I don't know how to respond to that." Bitch, me either. I don't know how to respond to that either because, first of all, what? All right, you lowered my standards? I'm making you, what? Like, none of this is making sense or logic or anything like that. Oh, okay. All right, I'm sorry. This one has to be read. This one just writes, and there was no response, nor should there have been any kind of response. And I feel like this person just needs to go away forever. "I can tell by your legs you've got the fattest ass. I bet it farts hard as fuck." I don't even know what to say to that. I truly do not know what to say to that. Like, "I bet it farts hard." Why? Just why? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous and unnecessary. Anyway, moving on. All right, this person writes, "Hey, how are you? I'm good. How about you? Hey, sorry for a late reply. I know this is crazy, but do you have a spare room? I can offer $850 for 3 months. I'm in a predicament at the moment." Okay, well that's just jumping the gun a little bit. Like, "Hey, I've never met you and this is crazy, but here's my number. Can I please move into your house?" What? That doesn't work. You know, like, no, you can't. And first of all, 850 for 3 months, not 850 a month for 3 months. No, 850 for 3 months. Motherfucker, that no, not in today's society. That does not work. No, societal standards and everything that goes along with it. Today's economy does not allow for 850 for 3 months. That's ridiculous. Get it through your head. Oh, man. All right, hold on. I saw something with the word feet here. This is interesting. "Hey, I would like to serve your feet. I would massage and kiss them. Would you enjoy that?" Okay, I mean, you were good up until the words, "I would like to serve your feet." Again, people, what's wrong with a very simple, "Hey, how are you?" I do a lot of online dating. Not saying it's the best thing, not saying it's the worst thing, but one of my usual go-tos, unless I have a specific question or I see something in a picture or I happen to notice something in their profile, what's wrong with a very simple, "Hey, how are you?" or "How you doing?" or "Hey, what's going on?" or "Hey, what's up?" or "Hey, nice to meet you," or "Hi, my name is," something really simple. We don't. Nobody needs to hear, "Can I massage your feet? Can I kiss your feet?" You know. And then this one just writes, "I want naked pictures of you." All right. You know what? You just sit there and you jump to the right to it. No foreplay, no nothing. Just fucking right for it. Oh, okay. This person writes, and I guess this other person says, "Oh, this okay." This person questions, "What is a pansexual? Does that mean you're attracted to pandas?" Huh. I I don't even know. I don't know. I'm trying out soundboard buttons to see which one, but I think I got rid of other ones. Anyway, I don't even know what to say there. All right, so this person. All right, so about 4 or 5 days passed between each of this person's messages. Person writes, "Hey, boo." No response. A few days later, "Hey." A little bit more aggressive. And then a few days later, the person writes, "You ever have your asshole licked by a fat man in a trench coat?" First of all, motherfucker. If you're going to say the line, fucking use the line right. Use the goddamn line correctly. It is not trench coat. The line is, "Have you ever had your asshole licked by a fat man in an overcoat?" If you're going to use the line, use it fucking correctly. It is one of my biggest pet peeves, and I know my friends are going to do this. Dave and Jerry, you're going to sit there and butcher quotes now on purpose just to fuck with me. I get that. But if you're going to use a quote, do your best to use it correctly, because it is so obnoxious when you try and actually use a quote and it's completely butchered. If you happen to make a mistake, okay. But if you're saying it with confidence, and it's wrong, that's a problem. Just saying, that is my PSA for the day, people. If you're going to use a quote, use it fucking correctly. Next person writes, this person asks, do you have big boobs? To which this female responds, about as big as your dick. So pretty small. Well, that's all I got to say about that. Oh, man. I don't even know what some of these people write. This person just asked if I can knock you up using all emojis. That's it. This person just asked, basically just used emojis. The hearts in the eyes emoji, eggplant, water drops, which we know what that means, a pregnant woman, and a mixed race baby. To which this woman responds with the throwing up emoji. As well you fucking should. As well you should. Oh, well, I'm glad you're into this. This person writes, you look like you would ruin my life. I'm into that. That's good. I'm glad you're into those things. I have a great ex-wife that you can talk to. I will reach out to you later and give you her name and number and address and, all that fun stuff. So, yeah, with that in mind. Ah, man. I am interested, by the way, if anybody has any of these Tinder stories. Hell, if anybody has first date stories, I want to know. I'm very interested. I've had some really weird first dates. I could probably get into that for a quick minute. So let's do that. I've had some bad first dates. I've had some crazy first dates. I've had first dates where people thought I was the crazy one. Funny how that works out. I would have to say my worst first date, and I'm on a tangent now, and I'm going to stick to the tangent because it could be fun. My worst first date, it was New Year's Day or the day after New Year's Day, something along those lines. And I had met this person online, this girl online, and we were talking for a couple days. We decided, let's meet up. So it's New Year's Day or January 2nd, something like that. And she lives about an hour, maybe hour and a half north of me. So I got in my car, I hopped on the New Jersey Turnpike, and I made my way up north. Got all the way up there. We met up and said, hi, hey, what do you want to do? Let's go out to a movie. All right, so we figure out what movie we want to see. For those who are interested, this is back, she actually used Movie Phone to figure out what was actually playing and what time. So for those who don't remember what Movie Phone was, it was literally you call up this number and you put in your zip code and it will tell you what movies are showing at what time at which theater. It was Fandango before Fandango existed. So, yeah. Instead of looking at the newspaper, you could call Movie Phone. Anyway, so we get to the movie theater, and sometime between meeting up and getting to the movie theater, she decided she didn't like me anymore. She didn't want to see me anymore. So we walk into the theater. I go to buy our tickets, and she said, I need to use the bathroom. And that was the last I saw of her. Yeah. I texted, I called, tried to figure out what was going on. She said, oh, my friend had an emergency. I had to go. And I said, but I drove us here. So how? Oh, my friend picked me up. in the span of 30 seconds. That's wonderful. So Jill, I don't know your last name, but Jill, if you're out there, go to hell. People, it's not difficult. If you're not interested in someone, just tell them. It's really not that difficult. Just be flat out and say, look, I'm just not into it. Let's move on. I've told people that. I've been told that. It stings, but you move forward. It's so much better than just ditching someone. Just don't be a cunt. That's all I got to say. That's my next PSA. Don't be a cunt. Another interesting story I have, one where I probably came off as an asshole, and I've told this story to several people in the past, was a time that I actually proposed on a first date. Not seriously. I was on a date with this girl, and for those who get offended by that, when I say girl, it sounds more, when you're dating someone, I feel, especially when I was in my 20s, it sounds better than saying woman. I don't know why, but please don't be offended. I don't mean any offense. I'm not trying to belittle. It's just, it is what it is. I went on a date with this girl again, somebody I met online, and we meet up at a bar, and I figure, all right, we'll get something to eat. We'll get something to drink. It'll be a good time. So we get to the bar, we sit at our seats, and, I said, all right, so do you want something to eat? And she said, no, not really. I have plans later. Okay, no problem. So we got something to drink. Now, mind you, I hadn't had anything to eat in anticipation of getting food. So my thought process was that we would get food, and now I'm going to have a drink with no food. So let's see what happens here. So we're sitting there and we're talking, we're getting to know each other. And mind you, at the time we were both like 26, like 25, 26. So we're not like children. We're in our 20s. We're like mid 20s. Certain things that don't need to be said in certain ways. So we're talking, and I do not remember the context of the conversation, but she said something along the lines of, yeah, it was just totes cray cray. And it took everything I had not to throw something in her face, not to get up and walk out. I maintained, we pushed forward, and then she referred to her father as a cutie patootie, and that's when I had it. That's when I said, fuck this. So I said, all right, one of two things is about to happen, and I'm going to do something crazy. So I stood up. I grabbed her by the hand. I got down on one knee. I do not remember her name, but I said, will you marry me? Now, I expected one of two things to happen. Okay? The expectation was either she was going to find it hysterical, play along, and then we would get free drinks, or she'd get really pissed, possibly slap me, or throw a drink in my face and walk out, in which case I play the sad guy and I get free drinks. So the second one happened. She did not hit me. She did not throw anything in my face. She did say, what the fuck, and got up and walked out. So I did what I just said. I acted like the sad guy, got free drinks. Everything that we had ordered, which was only like 2 drinks apiece, was completely comped. It was great. Thankfully, I did not have to pay for that date, but I think it's a great story. It just makes things a lot of fun. So, dating sucks. It really does. But there's no reason for you to say stupid ass shit like, I want to be a meatball in the tub, or hey, let me see your feet, or can I get you pregnant, or my vagina is crying, or my dad's a cutie patootie. Like, There's no reason for it. Be a grown up. Like, it's not a difficult thing. We all know dating sucks. Like, we know it. It just does. It is a sad, unfortunate fact of life. Dating fucking sucks. But it sucks for you just as much as it sucks for me. Well, maybe not just as much. We'll say it depends on who you are. But dating sucks. Not everyone can meet their true love in middle school or high school or on the first date they've been on or marry the first person they ever kiss. Not everybody can do that. To those that can, I commend you. I have nothing but admiration and a slight bit of jealousy, but not everyone can do that. So just don't be a fucking weirdo. It's truly not necessary. Just be a normal person. And that's why I don't say be yourself, because there are some people who are just fucking weirdos. Be a normal person. Normal people don't sit there and say, can I send you a dick pic? Or can I see your boobs? Or how big are your boobs? Or how big is your penis? Like, most people, normal people, don't say that. So there's no reason for anybody else to say it. Anyway, that's it. I figured, solo today, short episode, but I want to hear other people's stories, because I know we all have interesting stories. I know for a Snapple fact that Dave has at least one bad date story. I'm almost positive Jerry does as well. So I'm hoping at some point, maybe in next week's episode, we can kind of just touch on it briefly in the beginning. But until then, I want to leave you with the hashtag dating nightmares, not Tinder, dating nightmares. So yeah, leave us that hashtag. Tell us your story, and make sure you like and subscribe and leave feedback and let us know what you think, because we're trying to get our names out there, and we want people to know who we are. So until next time, folks, my name is Todd, just reminding you to get that out of your mouth.